Hello Void, I'm Agitated Crane, and today we will continue our journey through the My Hero Academia. Although we are still not in the Academia yet, we are just trying for the entrance exam, and we will be, or I guess I will be watching. I did watch episode 3, um, and I also read uh, chapter 3 and half of the chapter, I guess half of the chapter 4 of the manga, because it seems to be that we are now moving from the one chapter in the manga equals one episode of the anime. So from here on now, it's going to be maybe maybe it's gonna be a little bit more difficult trying to keep track of the manga and anime at the same time. But I am dedicated, and hopefully it will work out. I also have an improvement to the video. And hold on, let me do this. Ah, ah, I got music. Now I picked a music that I figured sounded nice and that is free to use relatively. So there it is. I did pick only one track. I figured that it's not going to be like the main attraction of the video, and in fact I tried to set the volume low enough so it's not too distracting, both to me and to you, my beloved viewers, all zero of you. And yeah, hopefully it's gonna work out. If it's gonna sound too repetitive because I have it on the loop, it's like 3-minute track and it's on the loop. So if it sounds too repetitive, if your mind goes crazy, let me know in the comments and I will try to add in more tracks maybe. The thing is, I don't want to focus too much on the music because I feel like if the tracks are too different, then it's gonna sound weird. Like if I have, let's say, dark track in the beginning and then some clown music at the end, it's gonna sound weird, right? And I don't want to focus too much on timing the music to specific sections of the video, so I just picked something that sounded relatively nice as a background music and I put it on the loop, and I hope that it's gonna work out. So, where to start? Where to start? I'm not even sure. So, third episode of My Hero Academia. We begin with like a breakdown of what All Might is in the world. Let's put it that way. We basically get explanation. Well, it's more like a rehash of what we had before. Like we knew already that All Might is like this incredible superhero that showed up, and then suddenly the crime basically plummeted because he was just stopping everything, right? And that's what Izuku reiterates, that All Might is like the best superhero there is. He appeared on the scene, and then the crime and appearance of supervillains slowly went down because it's even just his presence worked as a deterrent for supervillains. So they stopped causing havocs in the streets, I guess. So it's he considers him like a big deal, and that's why it means so much for him that All Might says, "Yeah, you can be a hero. You have the potential. You have the right. You had the right reaction, basically." Back in the fight, well, it wasn't really a fight, but when the Sludge Monster took Katsuki as hostage, Izuku was the only one who acted in that whole crowd, right? There were superheroes who were like, oh, that doesn't work for us. This is not the ideal matchup. We are gonna wait for someone with a better Pokemon to fight this enemy. And the crowd was like just standing there and gawking, and Izuku was the only one who basically got his heroism triggered, if that makes sense. And so he has the potential, and that's what All Might says. And he even says, "You are worthy to inherit my power," which is something that I touched upon in the previous episode, because I did watch the teaser for the episode 3, and it was stated there. And so All Might starts explaining, and I'm going to be honest. Like I don't believe. I'm gonna switch to player maybe. I don't believe this is explained well enough for me to understand. And I read it both in, well, I watched it in the anime, I read it in the manga, I thought about it, not for a long time, like I didn't rack my mind too much about it. But I'm having difficulties understanding not even his power, but like because I feel like we are not being told everything, and this is something that he even kind of touches upon. All Might, I mean, he says, "I have many secrets, but I never lie," right? And so he tells us like part of the story, but then that's it. And I myself, right? I immediately got like hundreds of questions. Like, how does his power work then? And what is surprising to me that Izuku being like, I would say, bigger nerd into superheroes than I am. He is like a huge fanboy for All Might and superheroes in general. He studies um, how other superheroes work, what their quirks are, and stuff like that. He even mentions that there are like fanboys forums, fan sites, I guess, where there is speculation about superpowers, and specifically All Might superpower, because it's like a mystery. And I'm surprised that he doesn't have more questions. I guess maybe it kind of. I guess maybe it would make sense because Izuku, I would say, is maybe like stunned by All Might's offer to transfer his powers to him. That he focuses too much on that aspect, but even so, I'm having difficulties with this, like understanding what it means and how it works. So, All Might says that media speculates that his superpower is basically either super strength or like some sort of boost. And I actually speculated the boost as well in previous episode, because he transforms from his skinny self, and I was thinking, okay, so maybe so All Might is obviously like a flex, but maybe even before his injury, he had kind of the same dual personality, quirk, I guess, for the lack of better words. And it's just that his civilian persona got skinnier and weaker, and he now cannot be in All Might form for too long because of the injury. But maybe before the injury, his power still worked like this, so it was basically like the Shazam power, right? If you are familiar with Shazam superhero. Which I'm guessing maybe you are not. Should I even derail to that? Okay, in DC Comics there is a superhero named Shazam, or also I think he's called Captain Marvel. Okay, his original name was Captain Marvel, but then because Marvel started to be a bigger deal, they started to complain about it. So in modern times, Captain Marvel is known as Shazam, and he's basically this this little kid who, because of his bravery and heroism, kind of same thing as Izuku here, he inherited like a gift from the gods, and so each letter in Shazam stands for a god or demigod or some other like legendary person. So S stands for Solomon, for example, so it's kind of like wisdom of Solomon. H stands for Hercules, so strength of Hercules, and stuff like that, right? I don't remember all of the gods, but or all of the people that basically give him the power, and he doesn't get them from them. Oh, this is getting so. He gets it from the wizard. DC Comics, there are wizards, so he gets it from the wizard, but the powers are kind of like reflections of those of King Solomon, of demigod Hercules, and stuff like that. So hopefully that makes sense. And there is Shazam movie, I guess. Maybe I will cover it sometime in the future. But the way his power works is that he's in his kid form, right? And then when he needs it, when there is when you have to deal with supervillains and stuff like that, he says Shazam, and he gets transformed into his Captain Marvel or Shazam alter ego, who is this buff Superman-like persona. So I was thinking, and I guess the media in this world thought that maybe All Might works on the same principle, that he gets this boost from somewhere. But if you are following along a little bit, you start to understand that this... Well, no. I was about to say that this boost would mean that the quirk is not natural, but that's not necessarily true, because you could have like a quirk that you get a boost of strength for a limited period of time. I think that's quite possible. So let's not go there. So anyway, that's what the speculation was. Another speculation was that it's just super strength, right? But All Might says that his superpower passed to him, or not his superpower, his quirk got passed to him like a torch. That he inherited the power, and then he explains that like the first person... Hold on, I have to find it and try to follow it a little bit. So the superpower is called All for One, One for All, and he says that the first person cultivates the power and then passes it to another. The next refines it and passes it on again. In this way, those crying out to be saved and those with brave and true hearts link to form a crystalline network of power. So he says that he has the ability to transfer power, and I'm confusion at this point, because he makes it sound that it's his quirk to pass the power, not necessarily that the power is his quirk, but his quirk is like passing power. And I was thinking about and again, like comparison to Western comics, I was thinking about Rogue from X-Men, where she can touch a person and for a limited time get their powers. And I think at some point she even like overdid it and received the powers permanently. So I was thinking maybe it's like a variation of that, because he says that he can pass powers to Izuku as well. So I was thinking maybe he got, like, his quirk is this power manipulation, basically, right? And so he found the person with this superpower that All Might has, and so he got that power from him using his power transfer ability. And now, using the power transfer ability, he can give it to Izuku. That was my interpretation of that. That he then wouldn't have superpower, that he basically passes it on to Izuku. That it's like this that superpower is a unit and it cannot be duplicated, so it just passes from one person to another. But that doesn't work, right? And I mean, later in this episode specifically, we get a little bit more about how the transfer works. But I'm not gonna be jumping there just yet, because it's let's go step by step, right? But the reason why I thought it wouldn't work is because of what he says about the network of power, right? That the first person gains the power, then the second improves on it, and it grows with each person. So that doesn't really make sense if the entire system revolves around him passing the power between the people, right? Because it means that somehow the first person passed it to another, then somehow that one passed it to third, and I don't know how many times it got passed, but we basically are now at All Might, and the power basically grows with each person, or I guess it is my understanding that it grows with each person. And so I'm confusion, because at this point quirks are supposed to be hereditary. Is that the word that I'm looking for? I'm gonna Google it very quickly, because I'm not sure if that's the word. Hereditary meaning. Yeah, I think so. That it's basically inherited from. Well, that's not. Is that the right word? From parents, because that's what the doctor was saying, right? That quirks are passed from parents, and it's usually either the variation of the quirk that the parent had, or it's like combination of the two parental quirks. But we still don't know where the quirks came from to begin with. That's like a huge mystery. And then we also got explanation from, we got one of the lines in previous episode. It kind of made it sound like the quirks are not what they seem, and that's actually something that All Might said. And it wasn't really clear. It's just that my mind immediately went there when he didn't even say anything. Like, he just said quirks are, and it kind of like trailed off. But it made it sound like quirks are not what it seems, right? It's not natural power. That it's something that it works differently. And actually, maybe that's what it is, because later in the episode he says that earned power is more important than like the power that you got by luck, basically. So I'm guessing maybe there is like a system in the world where quirks, yes, they are passed from one person to another, but it's more so by luck. But they could be passed in a different way as well. Huh. We are gonna return. This is actually I did not get this idea, and I'm having difficulties voicing the idea as well. But I got this idea just now. Like it's in my mind. It's like this just a shadow of an idea how this world actually works, and I will try to comment on it a little bit later when we talk about the power transfer and stuff like that. But yeah, he explains how that his quirk is to pass the power, or that it's called one for all, and that it can be passed to Izuku. And Izuku obviously accepts because, and in the manga he says, I have no reason to refuse. Right? I'm actually gonna like, can I do this? Like, there we go. So he says, I got no reason to refuse. Well, he doesn't say it. He says that he accepts because he doesn't, and the reason for that is because he has no reason to refuse. Because it's like his hero telling him that he has a chance and that it's possible for him to be a superhero. But that he also says that it's going to be like a tough road that he has to train as well, because it's well, we then cut to the junkyard where Izuku is supposedly training, and wow, I'm having like a brain fart. Okay, look. Izuku accepts that he is going to be inheriting power from All Might, meaning basically that he is gonna become his apprentice. That All Might is gonna train him, kinda, because it's not just about power transfer. And so we cut to junkyard where Izuku is trying to drug like this piece of junk. It's like a fridge, I guess, and he says that why am I dragging garbage across the beach? Like what's the reason for this? And All Might explains that you are not prepared, basically. And his explanation is that although Izuku has like a heart of a hero, that he added that reflex to help, and he obviously wants to help people, but his body is not ready. And he further elaborates that by not ready, he means that his power is so strong, the all one for all power, that if Izuku got it in his system right now, it would basically tear him apart because of the overload of power. And so he needs to first prepare his body for the power receival, I guess. And so All Might's idea is that this junkyard, which is on the beach, it is a good start because it's kind of like helping the community, right? It's clean. It's proactive work. Basically, no one asked you for it. It's you are just being a good Samaritan, clearing trash from the horizon, and it will train your muscles in the meantime because there is like a bunch of heavy stuff. And he also says that it's going to restore the horizon for the community, and it's like a very nice I would say like a metaphor, I guess, that restoring the horizon and kind of, because I feel like horizon oh my god, is often associated with hope, like the hope on the horizon and stuff like that. So him saying that, this is actually quite cool shot. It's I like it slightly better in manga, but in anime it works as well. This thing that can I let it be visible? Yeah. So this thing that he flattens, it's actually maybe I should show it in manga. Can I like? Yeah. So this is the thing, and it's like a huge fridge, I guess, right? And then so that's how it looks, and there is that's so far all that we are seeing. And then when All Might talks about restoring the horizon, we get this thing, right? So he flattens it immediately, and as he does, the horizon appears behind him, and it's I feel like it's really, I think it's intended as being hopeful, that he basically flattens this obstacle, and now you can see the sun on the horizon, like the brighter future and stuff like that. So yeah, it's I'm really surprised by this. Like it seems very obvious, right? And at the same time, I feel like it was very well done. Like he just flattens it, and you see the horizon, brighter future, and stuff like that. So yeah, like it a lot. And yeah, so Izuku starts cleaning, and it goes hard, and it is difficult job. And All Might says that he prepared like a plan that he dubbed Aim to Pass American Dream Plan, and it's basically like the training. Hold on. Oh my god. It's like a training regimen where it's outlined the next 10 months for Izuku, where it's basically listed what he has to eat, how he has to train, when he has to rest, and stuff like that. And supposedly it's for 10 months, because in 10 months we have the entrance exam for the UA Academy, which I still have no clue what it stands for. And yeah. And then we get a montage. We get a montage in which Izuku basically moves the trash from the beach, restoring the horizon for the community. And here I think is the first instance when I start to notice the soundtrack for the show. I think I mentioned this in the very first episode, that so far neither the animation nor the soundtrack is really catching my attention. Like I haven't really had like this wow moment with animation, and none of the soundtrack seemed to stuck with me. I would say it's still the case, sadly. Like the soundtrack, there is no track so far that I would start humming to myself. No earworms, I guess. But during this montage, we got like a song that I noticed, and it even had like a little bit of lyrics in English. Kind of reminded me of Number One from Bleach. It's obviously like a different feel to the song and stuff like that, but yeah, I'm hoping that we will get more of it. In that montage, also we get a shot of Izuku's mom. He basically shows her the plan, and I think well, here it is. He shows her the plan, and it's basically like he needs to go on a specific diet to grow his muscles, I guess, right? And I absolutely love his mom here. Like it's she's so cute, and it's doubly so because like I'm having a crazy crush on his mom. It's crazy, but in the manga we had like this back when we learned that he probably won't have a quirk. This was his mom in the manga because it was like a couple of years back, and now this is his mom now, and it's the same in manga. She looks a little bit chubbier now as well, but I don't know, it's just so cute. And what I also like is that he basically gets help from his mom, right? It's something that I complained about in the first episode, that when he was asking if he can be a hero. One second. I had a coughing fit. When he was asking if he can be a hero, she started to apologize, and it was basically like, I'm sorry that you can't be what you want to be, kind of stuff like that. And I was complaining about that it kind of feels that he's not getting the right type of message from her. But I also feel like he misunderstood the situation. Like it seems that it stuck with him, and he was upset with her that, oh, she didn't tell me what I wanted to hear, or what I needed to hear. But it's I feel like it's misunderstanding. Like she oh, this is difficult to talk about because on one hand, I feel like Kohei, the writer of the manga, he's trying to portray the world in a way that everyone places too much importance on quirks and natural talent, which is exaggeration of like the societal view, I would say. Because and I commented on this at length in previous episodes. This is like a really skewed view, like it's exaggerated view. Yes, natural abilities are important, but it is widely known. It's ingrained in our society. It's what our stories are about. What from the very early age, what our fairy tales are about. Is that you can be more than what you can play with the cards that you are dealt, right? And that, but the author seems to portray that that's not something that is widely understood, because he needs those emotional moments when Izuku finally uh, gets like the results that he wants, even though society tells him otherwise. And it's those moments are more powerful because of how society views this thing, this concept. So as I'm saying, it's exaggerated, and I worry that the exaggeration was applied to his mom as well. But I'm hoping that it's different. That when his mom broke down, I'm hoping that it was more so about her being sorry that it's maybe that it's going to be difficult, maybe that it's not even going to be possible. That she's sorry because in some way I would say it's even like I feel like some mothers, let's say, I think they would have even viewed it as their fault, and this is something that it's kind of like personal. Like my mom sometimes uh, I feel like she sometimes feels bad that she has like some uh, how should I explain it? I don't want to say genetical flaws because that's not it. I would say like genetical framework, maybe. Precomposition. Is that the word that I'm looking for? Yeah, I think precomposition is the word that I'm looking for. And she says, "Oh, that's the so." For example, she. Should I even talk about this? That this kind of feels personal. Okay, I think I can comment on this. Not going too in depth into it. You just so my dad had an issue with addiction, and it's widely believed that this addiction, or widely believed, um, my mom believes that this addiction is kind of like in the family, and I guess it is. Like if you watched South Park, maybe there is um, uh, there is an episode about gambling, and it shows that like Stan's dad has gambling addiction, or no, that his granddad has a gambling addiction, and then his dad has an alcohol addiction and stuff like that. So that there is like an addiction trait that is passed down in the family, and that's what my mom sometimes like brings up, that my father had an addiction, and that because my mom is divorced and she absolutely hates my dad. So she says that she like chose poorly, and now she's worried that this addiction kind of passed down to me as well. I honestly, like, I'm not sure I have any addiction issues, but there are things that are passed from our parents, right? And in this world, it's even like the quirks are passed as well. And maybe because her quirk is very minor, she can move small things with her mind, and so maybe like her I'm sorry breakdown, it could have been even like, oh, I don't really have an impressive quirk, and it's quite possible that he didn't get any quirk because it's my quirk is so weak that it didn't even pass on, right? So it could have been that. And I didn't like that. Well, I didn't like the implicate not the implication. I didn't like the reasoning Izuku had, that he didn't get the right answer from her. And again, I'm hoping that it's a misunderstanding on his part on what her reaction was. Because if his understanding is correct, and it is indeed that the writer is trying to portray his mom as having the same ideas and preconceptions about how the world works, then yeah, I don't like that. But I'm hoping that's not the case. That Izuku misunderstands what his mother said and why she reacted that way. I'm hoping for that, because and here I have higher hopes for this because of how she supported him, because he came in with this plan that, okay, I have to eat like this now. I need this many calories. I need to have these food groups, right? And we can see in anime that she said, okay, yeah, sure, let's do that. I feel like that's not something that each parent would do. Like, it's something that my mom, for example, And again, I love my mom, and that's something that one of the ways that she supported me at some point when I wanted to get in shape, and I was like, okay, I have this diet with this calories redistribution. I counted it. I have to eat this. She was supporting me with that. So when she was buying stuff, she would buy what I told her, and she would if she was preparing food, she would prepare it with that in mind. But I feel like that's not something that all parents would do. Like, I'm pretty sure there are some parents that would go like, "What the fuck? No, you're gonna eat what I prepare, and I don't care about your ideas. I I don't have much time. I have this is easier to prepare. You're gonna eat what I prepare, and fuck you." This is actually something that I experienced as well, because when I was growing up, I touched on it in different videos. You guys probably did not watch them, but uh, I grew up in different families, not because I was orphan, but because of the way uh, my mom emigrated to a different country, and at some point it was very difficult for me to adjust to a different country. So she let me uh, let me stay back home, but there was no immediate family where I could stay, who I could stay with. So I spent like several years, I think 2 or 3, changing families. Uh, so I basically stayed with one of my mom friends, then with another, then with a third one, and all of those friends, they had their families, right? And so I lived with them basically, kind of like a foster home, kinda, right? It's different. I don't. I never want to compare my life with like an orphan who gets passed around the different families, but I would say it's a little bit similar. And so I experienced different types of families, different types of uh, ideas. So, for example, like I had one family that was like uh, really chill, like I would say even like hippie like. Then I had another one that was very stark contrast, that was similar to like, they had like very militaristic approach to me. And then I had a third one that was uh, that were Jehovah Witnesses, so like very religious approach to stuff. And all of them, they kind of shaped my views. And but what I'm saying is that in some of those families, if I came with an idea that I want to be to to have this type of meal plan, I know that they would not help me. And on some level, it is the fact that I was not like their biological kid, but I'm pretty sure one of those families was also like, no, we know better what is best for you, and your feedback or like your ideas We don't care about it. You're gonna eat what we prepare, and you are gonna be happy eating what we prepare because we are preparing it for you. That was like one of the approaches that one of the families had. So I'm happy to see that his mom supports him, and I want to see more of this. I want to see. Well, first of all, I have a crush on his mom, right? So that's one of the things. But I want to see more of his mom shaping him, influencing his mindset. Because so far it seems like she has very passive role in the story, which I think is a missed opportunity. Because in hero stories, like parents matter, right? Whether it be Pa and Ma Kent in Superman, whether it be Uncle Ben and Aunt May in Spider-Man, whether it be Alfred in Batman, West family in The Flash. Like parents are very important, and so I'm hoping that that we will get a little bit more of her, because well, I'm not sure if it's I don't think it's jumping ahead because it is basically I think how long did I spent quite a lot I think on this topic. I'm very sorry, but I feel like it's an important topic, so I think it's good that we spend time on it. But this is a training montage, right? And at the end of the training montage, obviously, like the beach is cleared. Izuku gets in shape, but he says it feels like I cheated though. Getting all this help from you, All Might. I have been blessed. And so he gives a lot of credit to All Might, but and actually this is again like another strange topic, because as I said at some point I was trying to get in shape. Like I'm currently like a huge blob, but well, not like American blob, but a blob nonetheless. And I have been a blob for most of my life. At one point, I was dealing with some serious issues, and I viewed training and getting in shape as a solution for that. Sadly, it was not a solution. It did help me a little bit mentally, but it did not solve any of the issues that I had, unfortunately. But again, derailing. But I had a period of like half a year, maybe a year, when I was trying to get in shape. I was training almost every day, and I ate specific things, so I was on specific diet, and I lost something like 20 or 30 kilos, and I don't want to say I was in shape finally, at the final stage, because I still had like a belly. I was still unhappy with how I looked, but I was getting comments from other people that I really deflated. Like I was a huge guy, and then suddenly I got slightly better shape. Well, suddenly it took some training and diet, but I wasn't happy with the result, and even the result that I had, like he says that I feel like I cheated. It kinda I feel like maybe I understand, because I feel like I had that feeling as well. It wasn't a strong feeling, I would say, but my training plan, I also was following like a plan that I found online. I found some book about gaining muscles and losing weight and stuff like that, and so I was following that very strictly. I ate what my diet was based on the calories calculation that I found in that book. My training was based on that, and it worked, right? It worked, and it kind of felt like it wasn't me. Like I was following this. I was following someone else's notes, right? It wasn't my results. It was results that I copied from someone else. But as I'm saying, like I maybe understand this feeling a little bit, but I wouldn't say it was as strong for me, because it's in modern times I feel like it's very difficult to get in shape, uh, especially if you are in the Western world, because of the type of food that is available to you, the quantity of food that is available to you, the type of food that is available to you. Unless your parents are like a health freaks, you probably don't even know what the right food is supposed to be. Right? You don't know about calories. You don't know what food is for what. Like what food has vitamins that your body needs. How fast um, you burn through energy and stuff like that. All of it is. I wouldn't say it's crazy complicated, because I was actually very surprised how easy it was to follow the plan from that book, and how easy it was to create a plan tailored to my body. But it's something that it's not being taught. Even in school, like we had some health classes and stuff like that, and we didn't really touch on this. Like it should have been part of the curriculum, or whatever it is called, where you would have to create like a meal plan for you. Like you get explanation what food is, how it works, what the food groups are, what are fats, what are proteins, carbohydrates, carbs, sugars, how well you um, absorb sugar and energy and stuff like that. All of this should have been explained in the class, and then the kids should have been given like a homework to uh, to write their meal plan and calculate what it is and stuff like that. And but this is not done, and this is like, I feel like this is way more important than fucking math or something like that, because like I studied math a lot, and I was at the top in the class in one school, and then in the second school, math was kind of like secondary to me, so I didn't really bother with it. But I liked math at some point, because it kind of like puzzles, right? You try to solve something. So I liked it, and I studied it, and it was I had good grades at some point. But after school, I never used it. Like outside of school, all you really need are some multiplication and some uh, adding up, and that's like that's it. Like you don't really need all those equations, or whatever they are called. You don't need the geometry. And I'm talking like about regular life. Like obviously, if you go into some field that builds on those basics, then yeah, you need it. But like for a regular person, not really. And I'm even like I I went into economics, and um, I worked as a manager at some point, and so I wouldn't say like it was. I wasn't flipping burgers, right? And even in those relatively high positions, I didn't really need any like complicated mathematics. But I am out of shape, and for the most of my life, I'm out of shape because I didn't know for a long time what exactly I'm supposed to be eating, how am I supposed to be eating, and then maybe there is also, as I was mentioning, addictions. Maybe I do have some sugar addictions or something like that, because I do like sweets, and sweets obviously make me fatter. So yeah, there you go. Another derailing. Another thing that I liked here. Let me switch this thing. So after those 10 months, All Might goes to the beach, and he sees that the beach is cleaned, and Izuku has this this victorious roar on the last pile of garbage when he's uh, when he's done, basically. And we get this scene as well. I had to play it a little bit, so I got slightly better angle. uh, I didn't comment on this, I think, because I got distracted by some other stuff, but when the training started, All Might was taking like a bunch of pictures, and I knew what he was doing right away, because it's something that all like fitness influencers are recommending. Like they take a picture before you start your journey, and then after a while they take a look at it, because you see yourself each day and you don't really notice the changes. But after a while, if you look at the picture, you can see that your body changed, right? And that's exactly what All Might was doing with the picture. So he shows him, look, this is you 10 months ago, and now look at your body. And his body is ripped now. He's now ready to receive the power from All Might. His body will not get destroyed by it. So jubilation. We have we have progress. And so All Might says something that you receive because you're lucky and something that you are given because you are recognized are different things. Are different in essence. I think the wording is slightly better in the manga. It's and again, I don't want to comment on it too much because it's probably just like a translation differences. But he says, they say there is a big difference between being born with that silver spoon and working your butt off to earn it. Oh, sorry. So, yeah. Basically, you earned this power by your hard work. So there is that. And he gives him hair. And he says, eat this. This will give you power. And he continues, it really doesn't matter what it is you eat as long as you get my DNA. Now hurry. And I'm like wait, what? I started to think what would be better than hair? And honestly, I couldn't come up with anything better than hair. So I was like, okay, what can you eat that would be better than hair? And I was like really struggling. I was thinking like, because like I had like a vampire stage at some point when I was fascinated with vampires, and so I would read. I would watch vampire movies, TV shows. I would read vampire books and manga and stuff like that. And so I was thinking, okay, maybe blood would be better. But then I was like, well, hold on. Sucking on someone's blood is probably not as elegant in quotation marks as eating like a strand of hair. But it's weird, and it goes further into what I was talking about with one for all power and how it is transferred, and what the quirks are and how they are transferred, and the implications in general, right? Because he says, as long as you eat my DNA, you would get the power. But the power, like if you eat his hair, it doesn't mean that he would lose his power, right? So now both All Might and Izuku have the same power. How come? And then he goes. So the power is not transferred; it's multiplied. Is that what I'm understanding? Or is this like a ritual of transfer? And now All Might won't have his power? But that's not the case, right? Or is this going to be like, I need the power, quickly give me hair, I'm gonna eat it, and then All Might would have power, and then after a while All Might would give hair back to Izuku, and so they would just be eating each other hair, and one day All Might would have power, one day Izuku would have power. That would be weird, right? So I think more logical would be that both Izuku and All Might have powers now. But then, what is the implication for quirks? If you think about it like DNA transfer and stuff like that, I feel like it would make sense that that the power is transferred by DNA. So if, for example, you get blood transfer, then you get the power of the person that transferred blood, right? That would make sense. That's kind of like how She-Hulk, I think, got powers from Bruce Banner from the Hulk. So blood transfer, okay. If you have sexy time, then your kid has powers, but you don't get the powers, right? So then, but if what if you get a blowjob? Does the power get transferred then? Does it have to be? No, it's basically getting DNA into another person, which means sex works, blood transfusion works. Fuck, I think even kissing would work. So it can't be as simple as that. But I was thinking, okay, maybe it is as simple as that. Maybe like the quirks that the initial quirks that appeared. Like maybe there was some I don't know, incident that gave quirks to people, and then the quirks started spreading like a virus by DNA transfer. So let's say, but maybe they would be dormant. Would that work? Like, let's say you have a person with a quirk, right? And you kiss that person, like full-on French kissing, a lot of saliva. Maybe you even bite them and they bleed a little bit. And so that's DNA transfer, right? So if quirks are transferred like that, but maybe you don't realize it. Well, hold on. The first obvious transfer is to the kids, right? And that's what the world understands how the quirks work. You have a kid, the kid likely has your quirk or your partner quirk or the combination of the two quirks, some sort of combination, variation. But if you think about it as a virus that kind of spread through the world and kept evolving, that it's basically all the quirks are basically one thing. It just mutated between the people, and then it's not transferred by lineage then, but by a virus, kind of like if you have a disease, your kid is most likely to have that disease as well. Would that make sense? And then all might comment that the power is connected, it's transferred from one person to another, that whoever was teaching him or transferred power to him basically understood better how the quirks are working, and so him transferring the quirk like this, like intentionally, actually improves the quirk, and that's why the quirk is so powerful, because he intentionally transfers it. I don't know. I feel like I have like a shadow of an idea, and I'm having difficulties explaining it. Like I'm not sure I'm finding the right words. But then it wouldn't work like this, because like I'm okay with like thinking, okay, maybe the quirk would lay dormant. Like if you're just kissing someone, right? There is DNA transfer. You get their quirk, but maybe the quirk lays dormant in you, and you don't really know that you have that quirk. But that doesn't really make sense, right? And then if you are a guy and you just kiss like a bunch of girls, right? Then you have a ton of quirks at that point that lay dormant in you. But then if you have a kid, I think that this comparison works better with women anyway. So if you for example are a hoe and you start kissing everyone, you get the quirks, and then you get a baby, and the baby would inherit the quirks that are in your system basically. So that's not how it works. So it's this power transfer seems to be unique to All Might. And again, I'm confused by it and I don't understand it. I understand it on the surface level, but I'm really confused about the implications for the world. What it means for the world building and the lore at large. And another thing, if this is indeed how the power transfer works for him, at least, wouldn't it make sense to give your hair to like a bunch of people? Like you have a university of superheroes, and let's say, okay, maybe you don't consider all of them worthy, but some of them surely, right? So why not have like this screening process, and once you figure out who is worthy, give them this boost? It's strange. Like maybe he keeps it as a secret. Maybe it's not a full power transfer. Maybe he gives Izuku like 1% of his power or something like that. Hmm. It is strange. It is strange, but also there is this implication that eventually the power is going to be fully transferred to Izuku. I think that's my understanding, right? And at that point, All Might would have to die probably, which I'm not sure. No, I think that's a topic for a different time. I don't think we should waste time on that, on the speculation about his death. Why would it make sense for the story? Because right now I'm still not even sure what's the situation with the power. Because I'm pretty sure All Might keeps his power, and this could be like a little bit of spoilers that we got from the opening. We see there is All Might fighting someone. Now, obviously, it could be like a flashback, or maybe it could be like a history lesson. Like he could be retelling uh, that he was fighting someone. Maybe at this point he transferred his powers fully to Izuku. But I don't believe this is the case, because if he had, there needs to be growth, right? And it could be explained as Izuku learning how to use his powers, but I feel like giving him nuclear option right away, I think That's too much. There needs to be growth. Maybe the growth would. Hmm. Maybe the growth would be like unlocking his powers that he already has from All Might, but learning to use them. Not sure. But this is what I was saying. Like, his power doesn't make sense, and the power transfer doesn't make sense either. Like, I can speculate about the virus situation and stuff like that, but I'm not finding like an elegant explanation how the world works with this puzzle piece. So I'm curious to see later what how it's going to work. But he gets the hair, and then right that second he runs to the exam, to the UA high school, which holds the entrance exams, and this is where we switch to. Oh, it's actually chapter 3 in the manga, because I guess the first chapter was split into 2 episodes, and then the second chapter was the training, and now the third chapter is the entrance exam. And we are on the third episode. But I read only through the first half of the chapter, and obviously I finished the third episode, and we didn't really get much about the entrance exam. On the way to the school, Izuku meets Katsuki. Katsuki is shitty to him again, but Izuku mentions that Katsuki haven't bullied him since that sludge accident. And we already got from Katsuki that it is kinda on his mind, that he views Izuku in the different light right now. But Izuku then trips, and he gets caught by Girly. And the Girly has looks like telekinesis superpowers, meaning the same superpowers as his mom, basically, only at a higher level, I guess. And I do want to comment on how the girl looks in the manga. The girl is going to be an important character. She's where do we have it? Here we have the scene from the opening, which I believe portrays all the characters that we are going to be interacting with, and this is the girl basically, right? And she's right next to Izuku. I believe she's one of the main characters, and so this is our first interaction with her. And this is how she looks in manga, and in the anime she hold on, I think I can get a better picture that kind of looks, that is like identical to the one from the manga. Yep, there it is. So as you can see, basically the same thing. It is different though, and I want to comment on this because I like the manga design better, and it's it is really strange. I'm gonna go back slightly because I'm pretty sure I won't be able to describe what I mean here. So this is her here, and then this is her in the manga. And okay, so differences, right? First of all, different hair color. Now, the hair colors are tricky because manga obviously it only has like it is black and white, and then there are shades in between, right? So you can't you don't really show color there. Maybe later I will have some like colored panels, or maybe like colored cover pages. I know in Shonen Jump sometimes they would have like colored pages in between or something like that. So I know it kind of exists, and sometimes they even have like a dossier where the character appearance is described with words instead of like graphically. So it would say like it's a redhead, right? So far from me to understand to complain about oh my god, that's a stupid sentence. Scratch that. It's not obvious in manga what her hair color is at this point, at least. And obviously, when the writer was writing it, he had something in mind. And obviously, when the anime people were working with I'm guessing they were working with the writer. So this is obviously what he envisioned. But in the manga, she looks kind of like a blonde. Not a big deal. Like obviously, this could be like a brighter brunette color. Maybe that's how he decided to draw her. Maybe that doesn't really matter if she's blonde, if she's brunette. But also, I wanted to comment on the cheeks because she has like this blush, and in the anime, it's portrayed as a more pronounced blush than in manga, and I actually like the manga depiction better. We will see how it looks in the animation, but I think this is like her permanent feature, and I don't really like this. It's fine in manga because it's kind of like um, what is the word I'm looking for? Not tame, not vague, discreet. No, that's not a correct word either. But basically, it's not as prominent in her character design. It's just like, yeah, she has like a blush, and maybe all the panels that will have her, maybe she would have this blush as well. That's fine. But in anime, her having cheeks like this, I don't know. I don't like this design choice. So that's one of the things, and then when I had uh, this screen here, this is something that is very difficult for me to describe, but I feel like her proportions here and in the manga are different, and I don't really know what it is, but she seems younger in anime, and I honestly, like, I don't understand what it is. I really don't. it's either like the posture, maybe like shoulders, different shoulders. I really don't know. Like when I saw her here in the anime, she seemed very young. But then in manga, she seems to be okay. She seems in anime she seems younger than Izuku, but in the manga it's obvious that they are the same age. Which obviously they are the same age because they are at the entrance for the school. They are the same age. They are applying for the same class. And it's not a huge deal. It's just my autism being triggered. I like the manga design better. And it's really like I want to reiterate, this is like very small thing. And maybe you will even comment that I'm insane, that there is there is no difference in design between anime and the manga. But I don't know. Something is strange. Something is strange. Deal with it. But yeah, she's a cutie, and when she leaves, Izuku looks like this. He's very happy that he talked to a girl. Now, mind you, he didn't really talk with her. She talked with him, and he just kept quiet. But I get him. But at the same time, it's hilarious because like you had girls in your class. Surely you talked with girls before. Why are you so impressed by this interaction? And it's I guess I could understand it a little bit because usually when you have like a crush on a girl, it's different than the girls that are otherwise in your life. Like you could have like girl friends, not girlfriends, but friends who are girls, and then you can have classmates who are girls, and you view them differently than the crush that you can that you are not friends with. If it's someone, for example, from a different class, like I had this, for example. So we had some girl in a classroom on the same floor in school, and I saw her around, and I was like, oh my god, she's so cute. And I never talked with her, so I kind of understand him that it's different, but at the same time, as I'm older, it feels like you talk with girls every day. Like it's not that crazy. But yeah, the man has an awakening, has a reaction, has a crush, perhaps. Okay, and then we proceed uh, to the classrooms, I guess, and we get this person, and this is our uh, examiner. Is that the word? It's basically the guy who is in charge of the first exam. I think maybe it's about the whole exam. And this guy is too much. Like it's he's like one of those weird characters, and it's strange because and actually this is the issue that I have with this series, is that I feel like I'm reading like a bootleg or a caricature or a satire that is making fun of the superhero genre. And I know that is not the case because I'm like I'm pretty sure the manga will get serious at some point, but right now it feels like that, right? It doesn't feel serious. Like we have this character. Supposedly he's one of the big heroes as well, or that's what Izuku says. As it's one of the teachers. He's supposed to be like a pro hero, like a professional. But he's too just strange. He doesn't seem cool either. And this is what I mean, like the bootleg heroes. Um, there are often comic books that try to mimic Justice League, for example. So they would have similar characters. You would have like this pastiche for Superman, pastiche for Batman, and they never feel right. And even if the story is decent, the designs are always kind of meh. And this is what I feel here. I'm not really that impressed with All Might design. I like his skinny form better. I'm not really that impressed with any of the superheroes that were shown previously. I think I even mentioned this in the first episode. Like, it feels like they are bootlegs. Like, I actually like the Fire Hydrant Man and Dead Hands or Bulldozer Man from the previous episode. Those seem like a good designs, but then this Mike guy, even All Might, like I'm not that impressed with All Might. And yeah, I don't get it. But it's also, I feel like that's also intentional, and I really feel like we will maybe be going into the like boys route, the boys, the TV show The Boys, not in the sense that it's going to be really depraved, but in the sense that the superheroes are commercialized. Because this person, right, his name is Present Mike, and Izuku says that he listens to a radio show of this hero every week. So it almost sounds like he's not really a superhero. He's like a podcast host that maybe has like an inspiring message and stuff like that. But it almost sounds like he's not out there in the streets fighting crime. It's more so like he's recruiter, he's promoter, and stuff like that. And then with superheroes in the first chapter, Izuku was mentioning that there are government contracts that if you are doing well, then you are more famous, you are earning more money, and Katsugo says, I'm gonna become a hero, I'm gonna earn a lot of money, I'm gonna be famous. So there is this skewed vision of heroism that they are more like celebrities, the same like in The Boys. And I'm not sure I like that. And I think DC and Marvel also go into that sphere a little bit sometimes with some heroes, like for example Booster Gold, right, from DC. He's basically like marketing hero. But I like the classical superheroes, the classical superhero stories. I don't really like this marketing and C-list superheroes and fame and all this stuff. it could work. Don't get me wrong. Like it all depends on the writing. Like if the writer is good, he can make everything. Whatever he comes up with, he can make it work. It could be like a really stupid concept, and if the writer is good, he can deliver. So I'm not that worried about it. It's just that I would have preferred more. I wouldn't like as a concept. I don't like it, but we will see where the writer takes this, I guess. And we actually this is also something that I wanted to mention. There are more heroes mentioned, right? And so we have before Izuku goes to the exam area, he actually thinks about UA school and what it is, and he says that it's a special hero course designed to give students everything they need to become professional hero. It is without a doubt the toughest and most popular hero course in the country, and only one in 300 applicants is accepted. So we will be seeing a lot of NPCs, background characters. There is clarification that it's in the country, so in the beginning I thought that it's international because All Might seems like he's American, like some of the words that he's using do not sound Japanese. It sounds like like his American words are coming through, but yeah. And he then mentions that All Might went to this school, and then other people went to this school and he mentions Endeavor. Apparently, it's the man who stopped more crimes than anyone else in recorded history. So there is another superhero who is fighting crime. But then we get another one. The guy who won the Best Genist Award 8 years running. Best Genist. And I could be wrong, but is this like a gene? Jeans like the clothes? Like Sydney Sweeney has great genes? Is that what we are talking about here? Because even his design, and this is from manga. So here we have it, right? So this guy in flames, that's Endeavor, and then this guy in jeans, he's the best genist, and he worn well, he wears and has worn jeans, but he won the best genist award 8 years in the running. Really? Is that his biggest achievement? And again, seems like a marketing superhero. I don't know. It's strange. It is strange. Izuku is fanboying over all superheroes, but I don't know, like it feels like celebrity stuff. It doesn't feel like they are actually superheroes. It feels like celebrities and different levels of celebrity status. It's strange. Another curious thing here, as the examiner explains how the exam is going to go, Katsuki sits next to Izuku, and this is strange. Like I don't think there is sitting order at this point. So Did Izuku sit next to Katsuki, or did Katsuki sit next to Izuku? Did Katsuki allow Izuku to sit next to him? It's kind of strange, like they are sitting next to each other, and then when the rules are explained, the examiner, what was his name? Professional Mike or whatever. Present Mike. He explains that the students are going to be divided into teams, and then there are going to be different areas for each team. And it shows that Izuku and Katsuki are going to be in different teams, meaning they are going to be in different areas. And Katsuki comments that, in other words, they don't want. In other words, they won't let you work with your friends. And I was like, wait, what? Are you confirming that you are friends with Izuku? In the manga, it's worded differently. He says, so that's so kids from the same middle school can't help each other. So kind of like not friends, but like classmates. So classmates won't help each other. But it's still like strange comment from Katsuki. Like it sounds like he has an expectation that they would be working together, but this test makes it so they are apart. But at the same time, after that, Katsuki says, "Oh, so I won't crush you then." I don't know. I'm still convinced that Katsuki is going to be our Itachi, that he's gonna be killing a bunch of people, and then we will learn that he's doing it because he really loves us or something like that. Then the test is explained a little bit more. So this area where they are going to go is filled with enemies, and in the manga the enemies are portrayed as Super Mario enemies because the examiner, Present Mike, is comparing this test to a video game. So he says there are 4 types of villains. Each villain, not villains, but like enemies, and each enemy, that it's my understanding that there is like a spam of them, and each enemy has like a different amount of points. So if you defeat it, you get a point. Yeah, in anime it shows like a different type of creatures. Like this is what is shown in the anime, but in the manga it's Super Mario stuff, and I actually like it more. But I guess they were worried that if they put it in the anime, then fucking Nintendo will sue everyone involved and their extended family, and then they will murder someone and assassinate people. So I guess they decided to keep this out. So the comparisons are made to the video games, and in the manga, it's specifically stated like it's Super Mario Bros. Like he says like this is. Have you all played Super Mario Brothers, the old retro game? So it's flat out referenced. But we get this guy, and he raises his hand, he's very serious, and he says, uh, there is actually like 4 enemies. Why did you say that there are only 3? And the present Mike says, well, good catch. There is a 4th one, but it's worth 0 points. It's just an obstacle that is best to be avoided, and he says that it's not impossible to defeat, but it gives 0 points, so don't bother with it. And he, in the manga, he compares it to a thwomp, which is like the boulder that keeps crashing. I should have maybe found the pictures of Super Mario enemies. But look, if you are watching my channel, you are probably nerdy as hell anyway, so you probably know about Super Mario and Super Mario enemies. Although the names of Super Mario enemies is probably not something that you would know. Well, whatever. Well, actually, he is in the manga depicted. Hold on. This is Thwomp, like this thing. It's again just the silhouette, but it's basically this boulder that just falls down, and you just have to avoid it. You can destroy it in Super Mario, but I think you can definitely destroy it with a star. But I can't think of any other power-up that would destroy the Thwomp. Yeah, so anyway, Present Mike says that it's worth 0 points. And this is Chekhov's Thwomp. I'm pretty sure that we will be getting a massive amount of points for destroying this enemy. And I'm guessing that the reason for this is going to be that you have been told not to destroy it, that it is worth 0 points. And the fact that it's worth 0 points, actually, it makes it a pointless target. But the simulation is in the city, so I'm thinking that this enemy is going to be wreaking havoc, and maybe there is going to be like a scenario where there are fake people in danger, and if you don't destroy that Thwomp, basically, then other people are in danger. And the filtering system is that people who care only about points are not going to deal with this enemy, while people who care about doing good, saving people, saving property, maybe even, they would deal with this enemy. And it's explained that it's hard to deal with, so yeah, I'm guessing that's where we will get like a bunch of points from, because it's very very obvious that they placed it there for some reason, right? And yeah, I think that's the implication, or that's the catch. Are you a hero that is going to follow rules and care about points, or are you a hero that cares about saving people? So I'm guessing that's where we will be getting most of our points. Now, that's basically the gist of it. We then get to the entrance, and this is where the episode ends. But I have some comments before the end. It's basically like the last scene. So here we have the two people. The girl that we spoke before with rose blush on her cheeks, and the very serious guy that was asking the questions. I didn't talk much about him because I don't want to go like too in depth. I don't want to talk about each and every sentence in the anime or in the manga. But I said that he seems very serious when he asks the question. He even says like, "Is this a misprint? What the fuck are you doing?" Very very by the book, I guess. Very serious, and I'm guessing this is going to be like our Sasuke of the group. But I'm guessing we will get more out of him later. He also has glasses, so obviously he's going to be smart. But this is Group B, where Izuku is. Katsuki is in a different group. And those are the only two characters that have non-NPC design in this group so far, from what I have seen. We haven't really seen all of the group. So I'm guessing from the group B, the people that are going to pass are going to be Izuku, this girl, and this guy. I'm guessing if I'm right about the enemy with 0 points, I'm guessing that Izuku is going to have a trigger where he wants to defeat that enemy because even though it's 0 points, it's the right thing to do. I'm guessing the girl is going to support him because she's gonna be very friendly. And I'm guessing halfway through the battle, the guy in the glasses will realize, because he's very smart, that it's actually a test and that thing is probably worth a lot of points. And so he's gonna help Izuku because of that as well. So I'm guessing this guy is going to be focusing too much on the points. Alternatively, I think maybe it's possible that the girl and Izuku is gonna pass thanks to the 0 point enemy, and the guy is gonna get like a silly amount of points crushing smaller enemies. Although I think that's something that Katsuki is going to be doing. He's gonna be clearing a lot of smaller enemies, and he's gonna get probably even set like a record with points. Yeah, I think that's Katsuki. I think this guy in glasses is more likely realize what the test is about and gonna help Izuku, and be surprised that Izuku was doing it because of his morals and not because of his calculations. So there we go. So that's the episode 3. And before we finish, I actually want to talk about something. One more thing here. Let me check my notes if I covered everything what I wanted. Yeah, in the test he also says that Present Mike, the examiner, he says that you are not to be fighting other heroes or other trainees, and that this is no anti-heroes allowed, basically. So that's kind of cool, I think. So it's not like battle royale or something like that. Mm-hmm. Right, and the thing I wanted to talk about is this. So my version of manga also has those sketches and a little bit of information about the characters and like the design and stuff like that. And I like reading this type of stuff, and I think it's going to be interesting to talk about a little bit as well. So this is All Might design. He has some dossier here. Apparently, he has an unknown age, which is curious. Favorite things, Yakushima. I googled this. I think they are like Yakushima cedars. It's some type of tree. I don't know why he loves trees, but this is fine. And about the design, he says that He likes the design, but then when he was showing it to friends and to editors, they were saying, this guy is weird. Who would look up to this? He seems old. Wouldn't it be better to have like a pretty boy? And he basically said, no, I really like this guy. I'm gonna be sticking with him. Which is cool. But I do want to say that I kinda agree with the criticism that he received before. All Might seems like so far he seems not to fit into the general aesthetic of the anime and manga, if that makes sense. Like if you look at the other characters, it seems like he is drawn in a different style. And I mean that's fine because it's also like his superhero form. It's kind of supposed to be that way. But then there are also like those other design choices, like the fact that we cannot see his eyes. Like this is something that, as I mentioned before, like my association is that that's how people who have something to hide are portrayed usually. So that seems strange to me. But we will see. I place a lot of weight into creator's vision. So if Kohei Horikoshi says that he wants the guy to be like this, I'm fine with it. I support it. But I agree with his buddies that this would not be my first choice, if that makes sense. He also writes here that the whites of his eyes are all black when in his true form skinny. And I'm gonna find the picture here of that. Where do I have it? Come on. I need some good picture. I guess here. So he's talking about this, and he says that he's so gaunt that they are perpetually in shadow. Only his pupils glisten, reflecting the true strength and dignity of this symbol of peace. It's like everything that his muscle form represents is condensed into those pupils. But I'm really not a good enough artist to properly express that. Sorry. He's Japanese, so he's very humble, and I don't think he's a bad artist. I think he's good enough. Let's not diminish his work. But the design he's going with All Might, I'm really like. It seems really weird to me. Like in his buff form, as I said, it seems strange. Like his eyes, like you cannot see his eyes. It is suspicious immediately. And I think there are even studies about this. Like if you want to portray someone in the movies, for example, that as a suspicious, you put them in shadows so you can't see their eyes. You don't know what they are thinking and stuff like that. So there is like a psychological explanation to this. And then in his true form, he looks like a Skeletor, right? So he even looks evil, right? And it's really strange. Like it's definitely not a design that I would have went with, and it makes me kind of suspicious of All Might. But so far, like, All Might is saying all the right things, and I'm pretty sure that my suspicion is coincidental. Like, it's not intentional on mangaka's side. Like, he says, like, I went with this design because I like this design, even though people said that it's not it. That reaffirmed to me that I wanted to go with this design. And then his explanation for the skinny form is that the eyes are supposed to portray his heroism, symbol of peace, right? And it's really strange. Like, it's strange. Like, if I didn't have this explanation in the manga, like this behind the scenes notes from the creator, then I would have kept suspecting All Might, even though we had a shit ton of scenes with All Might already, where we can see that he really is about this heroism. Like, a lot of comments that he makes is about this, about hard work, about all this right stuff. I also I'm gonna show this page. No, hold on. Not, I don't want to show all the page. I also absolutely love when when he's portrayed like this with the blood coming from his mouth, and we see this actually quite a lot. It's and whenever I see it, it's strange that I consider this funny, but I love it. Absolutely love it. There is even, like, I'm not sure if I will be able to catch this. One second, maybe 2 seconds. I'm not sure. Hold on. Yeah, so we have this this in anime as well, and this is a very very quick scene where Izuku is running, and in the background we see just All Might with this pose, like directing him, pointing somewhere, and we see that his blood is gushing through his mouth again. I really like this concept, and I'm confused, to be honest. I'm confused by this character because I see that he says the right things. I got the explanation why he looks so gaunt, and I get that in his real form he would look this way, and I like that the way he looks in his real form, and the condition, the blood coming from his mouth when he speaks. But yeah, it just that doesn't add up, and it's really strange. And then at the end of the second chapter, we also got this, which is behind the scenes for Izuku, and Izuku favorite thing is katsudon, which I agree. Nice food, love it. And he says that this guy started out in a one shot that didn't end up getting serialized, but that's actually something that I knew that when I was googling for the first episode the name of the mangaka, because I was trying to see if I seen anything else from him or if I read anything else from him, and I saw that it wasn't called My Hero Academia, but something with superheroes as well. It was like a one shot, so I'm guessing maybe he appeared there. And he says that it's largely unchanged, and he says that he looks a little bit plain. I disagree. I think he looks fine. He's a great design. I think he's memorable enough, and yeah, he looks good. Uh, uh, Kohei writes here that he thinks that the plainer Izuku looks the better. Yeah, I wouldn't say he looks even too plain. Like I'm honestly like I'm fine with this design. So yeah, good. And I think that's it. Oh my god, very lengthy episode. I think I actually have very few notes for this episode, but because I was derailing about the mom situation and the Quirk's um, conspiracy. Uh, that's where the majority of the time went to. I guess. I really appreciate you guys if you are watching those. I would be happy to hear to see some comments about this. This series, my YouTube series, meaning Russian bot reviews, it's probably not going to be very popular, if I'm being honest, because it's like long form, not professional review, not reaction. I feel like this is very niche. I'm not sure many people would enjoy it. I think many people dislike my voice and don't really want to listen to me trying to find the right word for whatever crazy idea I have in my mind. So if you are watching this, if you watched to this point, like if you spent 2 hours listening to me, even if it was at a higher speed, I really appreciate it. I yeah, I will be continuing with this series. I will try to improve, maybe be less long-winded, even though I think that's who I am, and that's going to be part of this series. I'm sticking with My Hero Academia, even though I don't think I will be getting many views here, but I will for sure finish the first season. Then maybe I will look into something else. But if I like the first season, I will definitely continue the anime and once the anime is done, we will switch to just manga. Uh, it's something that I consider fun as well. Like it's like my channel is mostly Let's Plays right now, and it's Let's Plays are easy to create. If I'm being honest, this is more difficult for me, but still, like I'm not putting too much effort. Like if I was more professional, it would take me significantly more time to create this video, and I feel I wouldn't have as much fun doing it. So and at this point in my life, I want to have fun, to be happy. So trying this, uh, yeah, and I want to expand on this. Like maybe I will improve. We will try different formats, maybe. But I quite like the way I'm doing it right now. If you have any suggestions, feel free to leave a comment. But anyway, now at this point I'm just rambling because I don't want to finish. Like this is also something very very strange. Like I'm having difficulties starting the recording because I feel like it's as I said, it's more difficult than just Let's Plays. And at the same time, once I start going, I'm not sure when to stop. So I guess let's just let's just stop. Let's stop. Subscribe to my channel. Leave comments with suggestions. If you have any comments about the review or anything like that. Try to stay clear of the spoilers, I think, because I would like to have more genuine reactions in those reviews that I'm doing. But yeah, subscribe to my OnlyFans and goodbye.